Hello, back for episode 3. This should be, I think this is Tuesday in the week. I can't remember if I started uploading on Sunday or Monday. Anyways, this is gonna be episode 3, and I would like to actually start the episode by mentioning that I know this is not the best setup in the world. I know the quality isn't the best. Okay. I don't have too much experience doing this, and I don't have a lot of money to shell out on like audio treatment and the best recording equipment and all that stuff. So I'm just kind of working with what I got right now. That being said, if anybody has any tips to help out with, the quality of the channel, I would appreciate it still. I mean, I know my hair is a mess. Don't talk about my hair, but, you could talk about the video quality and, like, the method I'm using to record and all that stuff. If anyone's curious, I'm using a Blue Yeti microphone for my voice. I'm using a Razer Kaio for the camera. I'm recording on my laptop. I have a Acer Helios 300, I think. I'm using OBS. By the way, the Helios, I think the model is like 2018, 2019, somewhere around that range. So it's not like the newest thing ever, but it's still pretty good. I'm using OBS to record. The Blue Yeti microphone is actually a USB microphone. I would like to switch out to an XLR so I can use my interface that I have here in the corner, but we're not using that yet, so don't worry about that. I think that's about it, really. I've got no... Oh, sorry if the sound glitched for you there. I've got no room treatment. No panels, acoustic panels, foam panels, bass traps, all that kind of stuff. I have none of those because they're really expensive. And I'm still in my parents' house, actually, so I don't really want to mess up the walls or, like, change anything around too much. But, of course, we'll see what the future brings. Yeah, that's about it. I'm recording during the daytime. I've got no lights here either, actually. The most I have in the way of lights is this LED lamp, which I can turn on, and it gives me a kind of side light. It's nice, but like I just don't need it right now because I'm recording at noon. I live in California, so in the US, so noon is about the perfect time for me to record or stream, because it's nice and bright, and even though it's winter time, it's basically always summer here, so it's always going to be sunny, like pretty much all the time. Anyways, let's keep going. Oh, I should mention, I use DaVinci Resolve to edit my videos, so a lot of the stream exports and the clips and all that stuff is going to be rendered in DaVinci. So if any nerds out there, if any production nerds heard any of that and know any small tips for me to improve my my quality in general, just let me know. You can leave a comment, you can tell me on stream, you can even go to my Instagram and tell me. I don't really care. Yeah, anything helps. I appreciate the help, and of course you're contributing to the channel, so I really do appreciate it. Anyways, let's keep going. Let's go on to the next map here, called the Middle of the Road. Still on easy. We're just gonna chug through the beginner maps on easy until we have all the monkeys unlocked, because if we try to do the harder difficulties or the harder maps, it's not going to be a fun time. And like I said, for anyone that missed it in the previous episodes, I have played this game before. So please don't backseat me unless you're like an advanced player and know some like really advanced strategies, because I do know what all the towers do, I know what all the upgrades do, I know about all the different mechanics on all the different maps, so I'm not like inexperienced. So I don't mind backseating, but just you know, this backseat stuff I probably don't know about. And I'll let you know if I know about it or not. I'm not gonna like ban you because you're backseating. Just be nice about it, I guess. Anyways, let's go ahead and use this this new tower here. We've got a mortar, which has a fairly average range, but it is also unique because once you place him down, he'll shoot anywhere in the map, but he'll only shoot one spot, and you have to target that spot. Oh, hold on. We've got a new category of monkeys here, which we will get to soon. I will talk about those soon, but for the mortar monkey, you have to set the target, but he can shoot anywhere in the map. Now, sometimes stuff like these buildings will actually block the vision of the monkeys. But in the case of the mortar, because he's shooting directly into the air, he's not really affected by any visual hazards like that. So he's very useful in that way. If you play like a very limited map in terms of vision, you can just use a mortar and you'll be able to shoot anywhere with no obstruction. So that's him. And then next we have a sniper monkey, which kind of functions in a similar way, in that he can shoot anywhere in the map, and you can actually kind of see what's going on here. He has a small range, but at the same time, you can see where his vision would be obstructed, because his sniper lets him shoot anywhere in the map, no matter where it is. But you just have to place him in an area, like on this water tower, where he won't be obstructed. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And now because of that, he can shoot anywhere. But he's not like the mortar, because you don't have to actually target where he shoots. So he'll just kind of go and and shoot wherever he needs to shoot. So you might notice a theme with the military monkeys, in that they don't all attack in the same way that the primary monkeys do. So it's a bit diverse, a bit more diverse in the attack patterns and the strategies that you can use. Instead of just attacking straight up and, you know, attacking directly within a range, a lot of them have unique ranges. Like the ace will circle around the map, the heli pilot can attack from anywhere but follows your mouse. The mortar has to attack a specific target, and the sniper has infinite range but attacks slowly. It has to be visually able to see the balloons, so it's not like the primary monkeys where you just place it down and just kind of hope they hit what you want them to hit. So with all that being said, I think we can go ahead and move on to the next category. Is good timing because we just unlocked a new one. But we can move on to the next category, which is going to be magic monkeys. And magic monkeys are unique in a different way because magic monkeys, as the name implies, use magic in their attacks. So if I buy something like the super monkey, as you can see, he kind of just saved me from losing a bunch of lives there. He's got kind of long range at first, but he attacks ridiculously fast. And that makes sense because he costs like 2,000 bucks to buy. So he's pretty worth it. because he can save you from pretty much anything that the game throws at you in the early game. And you can imagine as you upgrade him, he just gets stronger and stronger. So if I buy something like, you know, these 2 upgrades right here, he gets even longer range, and now he starts to shoot laser blasts out of his eyes, which are stronger than those darts. And it's just as fast as those darts were. So you can imagine how strong the Super Monkey is compared to like any other tower. And now we've got even longer range. And you can actually see where his vision is obstructed. But, I mean, there's more that he can see than he can't see, so that's alright. And then next on the list, I don't think we're really going to be able to see him too much, but we'll see him next game, is the Ninja Monkey. Which I will talk about in the next game.
Yes? Incoming! Yes!
Alright. That was end of the road. Or middle of the road, I think, right? Yeah, middle of the road. End of the road is a different map. Let's go and move on to Tinkerton. And I'll get to show off the new magic monkeys. You're gonna notice a theme with all the beginner maps. That theme being the track is very curvy and very has a lot of turns in it to lengthen the amount of space. What am I thinking? The path. They try to maximize the amount of space the path has, so you have more time to pop the balloons where they exit. There's also no hazards in the middle of the tracks. There's nothing to really interact with in the maps. There's little Easter eggs like this, which you can kind of play with, but there's nothing in the middle of like of the track that's blocking you from accessing it, you know? Just kind of nice stuff to look at, which is nice. Which is cool. So let's go ahead and talk about these magic monkeys here. Something to note about the Super Monkey also, you might have noticed that when I upgraded his darts, they turned into energy blasts, and those energy blasts actually can't pop purples. So that's one of those examples of something that cannot pop a purple, but it can pop pretty much anything else, I think. So just keep an eye out for that if you're playing along. So Ninja Monkey is cool because he's the only monkey in the game which shoots out these ninja stars, and he does not shoot darts at all. A lot of other monkeys in the game will shoot darts, but he does not.
Oh yeah.
Oop. And he's cool because he can detect camo by default. So if you need something to detect camo, he can do it by default. His weakness, I would say, is lead balloons. The ninja stars count as a sharp attack, so they can't pop lead balloons, but they can pop anything else. And his friend next to him here is the alchemist. And the alchemist is cool because he also has a unique attack with these flasks that kind of look like a potion. He throws them on the balloons, and they just dissolve over time. So they don't get slowed down like the glue gunner's glue, even though it kind of looks like glue. They just kind of dissolve over a couple seconds and take damage over time. The thing about the Alchemist, though, is that he is great at supporting other monkeys and buffing other monkeys, rather than being a DPS or a tank. Well, not really a tank. I'm not really taking damage, but you know, doing DPS or like heavy damage. So his whole thing, I think the main use of him is this upgrade right here, which says it throws a helpful potion at nearby monkeys that helps them to pop lead balloons and do extra damage to ceramics and MOB class balloons, meaning those big blimps that we see at the end of round 40. And it wears off every several attacks, but the Alchemist just keeps throwing them on the monkeys, so it's kind of permanent in a way. But all that means, basically, is that as long as he's next to the ninja monkey, or any other monkey for that matter, he'll throw that mixture at the monkeys, and he will buff them and let them pop camos and do more damage to ceramics and blimps. So now, this ninja monkey can actually pop lead balloons, whereas before he couldn't do that. So now I can kind of just solo this game with just these two monkeys here. Quincy's helping out, but if I didn't have him, I think these two would still be able to solo the whole game, pretty much. Or not solo, but, you know, duo the whole game. So that's one of the great uses of the Alchemist. By the way, I don't know if I talked about it, but MOB, M-O-A-B, I think stands for Mother of All Bloons, or something like that. So, if you hear the term MOB, it's an acronym for that. If I'm wrong, please correct me, because I know this game kind of likes to joke about that stuff, so please let me know, but I'm pretty sure it stands for Mother of All Bloons.
I am Quincy.
And I think something worth mentioning now, there's always going to be stuff to talk about in this game. Like I said, there's a lot of mechanics. Like, they just throw at you and expect you to pick up right away. But something else to talk about now is the upgrading paths, because like I mentioned during the tutorial, if you buy one upgrade, or no, if you buy two upgrades, like two different upgrade paths, then the third one will be locked out and you can't buy it anymore. But that also applies if you buy 3 upgrades in one path. So if you buy 3 upgrades in one path, and you have another path like this one here, I have top and bottom. If I were to buy 3 in the top like I did here, then the bottom path is now locked out. So now I have to continue through the top path and just upgrade top path. Which means if I want like middle, or no, if I want top and middle path, then I would have to do top and middle at the beginning, and then I'd get to choose which one I continue down later on. So if I want to max out the middle path, then I have to give up the top path at some point. So that is something else to think about when you're upgrading past like the few first upgrades. Let's go ahead and move on. We'll talk about the new wizard monkey that we just unlocked. Let's go and buy Quincy, like we usually do.
Are you kidding me? Nothing gets past my bow.
And yeah, so once you upgrade more and more upgrades, like I said, it becomes more and more important to know what they do, so you can strategize and buy what you want to buy, because, you know, once you buy a certain amount of upgrades, you won't be able to buy the other ones unless you buy another monkey, which of course costs a certain amount of cash, and you kind of have to choose between one monkey and the other one. So that's where the strategy kind of creeps in. Let's go ahead and buy this wizard monkey. So the wizard monkey, I mean, looks like a wizard. It's pretty appropriate attire there. And his whole deal is that he shoots out these magic bolts. They're kind of hard to see, but they're these purple magic beams, or like magic fireballs, that pop balloons, I think like 1 or 2 at a time. And of course you can upgrade them later. But that also means that he cannot pop purple by default, but he can pop, I think, pretty much anything else except for camo. He can't detect camo. So camo and purple are his weaknesses. Now, when upgrading him, I usually like to get Fireball and Intense Magic, because this bottom path actually lets him see camo. This upgrade right here will do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that. So now he can detect camo. Nice. But he still can't pop purples. But I think Quincy can, so I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I just like these upgrade paths here. I would say the wizard is not the best tower to start off with. He is a great DPS later on, but at first he's not really doing too much by himself. But you know what? This also gives me a chance to talk about this whole thing right here, which is the targeting priority mechanic. And what this means right here, when it says first, what that means is that the monkeys will attack the first thing that they see. So if you have a range like the wizard monkey does, like this, and there's balloons coming down this little straight area right here before the curve, if you have a whole line of balloons and you're on first targeting priority, that just means that it will attack anything that is towards the front of the line. So if you have something like further along the track, like these curves here, it will attack those curves rather than the beginning of the track, because these curves are the first in the line of balloons. Now you can change that and have it attack the strongest balloon in the monkey's range, which would have been those purples right there, or something that's close, which are going to be the closest thing to the tower itself, no matter where it is on the track.
Seriously?
Or last priority, which targets the last thing that's in the line of balloons.
Yes.
It's a little bit hard to put into words. It's hard to explain concisely. But basically, if I put him on last, the monkey apprentice, he's gonna shoot towards the beginning of the track, which leaves a lot of balloons for Quincy to clean up. If I put him on first, he's gonna attack the first thing in the line, which kind of leaves a lot to clean up for both of them, because he doesn't attack anything behind that first thing he sees. If I attack strong, he's gonna attack the strongest thing that he sees, and kind of weakens the round for the rest of the towers. And close just attacks the nearest thing to him. So if you put him, I guess, on a corner like he is now, anything that's near him will be popped. Anyways, for strategy, I like to put anything that's near the front of the track, I like to put it on last priority, because that thins out a lot of the balloons for stuff down the line to pop. I'm not going to get into too much into it right now, but that is what I like to do for the most part. And now here's a good example of what I was talking about with the upgrade paths here. We have a bit of a choice to make because we can afford both of these upgrades, and they're both good upgrades. Dragon's Breath spews flames at nearby balloons and enhances the fireball and wall of fire abilities that I've already bought for the wizard monkey. Or we could buy Shimmer, which shoots out a dark wave of energy when camos are nearby, which permanently strips them of their camo properties, which is great if you have a bunch of monkeys in your defense that can't detect camo. But both of these can already, so I'm not really gonna worry about that, but that is a great upgrade in certain circumstances. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dragon's Breath, and as you can see, that just locks out that bottom path, because now we have 3 upgrades in this middle path. So once we upgrade the 4th upgrade in this path, we can buy it, and we can even go on to the 5th, but we can't buy any more in this bottom path. This one's locked out for the rest of the game. And like I mentioned in the tutorial, you can't sell a single upgrade by itself or like turn back time like that. So if I make a mistake or something like that, or if I want to buy another tower, I have to sell this one or just buy another tower like this. Then I can buy the bottom path, and that's not a problem. I don't think I really mentioned it, but you can buy as much of any tower as you want. There's no limit on how many of a single tower you can buy, so you can just spam whatever you want. You just can't buy more than 1 hero. That's the only limit. But any other tower you can spam as much as you want.
I am Quincy, son of Quincy.
And next game we'll talk about the Druid, which is going to be the last of the magic monkeys. And we're also going to switch heroes
Want some?
because I forgot that we unlocked a new hero. So we're going to do that.
Incoming! Ha!
Alright. That is going to be episode 3, I believe. So we'll talk about the new stuff in the next episode. And we'll also talk about these new buttons that weren't here before. We will talk about those next time as well. So yeah, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.